literally save your life. So I love my friends, and also my siblings are like my friends as well. So that helps a lot. I don't know how you
dating?
I am.
How long has it been?
Oh my gosh, it's almost 2 years now. So yeah, but even with that, I feel like I am able to find a balance because we are both in the industry, so we understand each other's schedule. Like when I'm traveling, when he's traveling, it's easier to balance our schedules, and I don't have to over-explain as to with travel. Babe, we are no. Like he will
the different time zones.
The different time zones, and but even with different time zones, guys, girlfriends are bullies. I don't care if I'm in Australia. If it's 7 a.m. on your time and minanglele, no, so vuga, or else peace out. It's not you, it's me. Gotta bounce out. I'm joking.
I go. How? No,
I'm
that's
joking.
super
But
great.
how do you girls keep balance between your friends and
And
your work? Yeah.
I think I was a very bad friend for a long time. Especially when my career started. I think and still now I'm adjusting. You know, because a lot of the time it's when they're at work, you're filming. When they're off, you're still filming, or vice versa. Like you're saying, schedule wise. And I guess sometimes you take for granted that we don't have the same schedules, and so I get so overwhelmed in my world, forgetting other people have their world. So I also distance myself a little bit. So I'm only learning now to sort of, especially with age, you know, like it's not the same with high school. Like you saw these people every day, you know. So I'm adjusting. I'm adjusting. I think I'm better than I
I wanted
was.
to ask, like, when you guys, you know, when you have like a huge following on social media and people know you,
Yeah, how does it feel?
how important is it? How important is it to maintain people that knew you before you
That's such a
were
good
that
question.
person?
And can I add to that?
Damn.
How do you also handle like people coming into your life wanting to take from you?
Damn, girl.
But yeah, like I've always wanted. I'm like, yeah, actually, I want, like, how do you maintain that? How, like, you like a person that has seen you sazama, performing 5 people to now sold out arenas. Like,
Yes.
how do you maintain that?
Yo, it's very difficult to maintain because obviously as a person you change. Nendawo yamshintsha umuntu, whether you like it or not. You understand? For example, my friends were like, Zaza, so 10 units at 10K.
I actually was gonna ask you.
Do you understand? So it means
my
I'm
God.
changing. You
Oh
understand?
my
Especially,
God.
and I like how you mentioned, Uguti, these are friends that we had in high
school.
school. So ages, financially, economically, everything things have changed. And so we've changed as people. Some of my friends are parents. Ngiyabona ukuthi umnganami akasacabangeli yena eyi-1. Ucabanga ukuthi but mngani masingahamba until 5. uzosala nobani. Do you understand? So now you make those adjustments ukuthi mngani mina nawe besigroove until 11, but it's fine. And now you adjust as a person, and that's the beauty of sisterhood.
True.
Yabo uyazibona uzishintshela umngana, because I don't have a kid. I don't know how to think for a kid. But when I'm with Turetabile, I'm like, mngani, thina masidla evoroso unta uzodla ini. There's something that happens naturally. Ukuthi okay, maybe thina masingahamba le papa leli so ngene Pick and Pay sithenga amasi le papa solimixa namasi umntana khona ukudla naye. Do you understand? So it's something that happens naturally, even the changes, guys.
But do you think it's okay to outgrow friendships? Because I feel like as soon as you outgrow friendships, people think you're beefing, and it's really like the snails, the Z you knew when you were in high school or when we went to varsity.
Things change.
Things change, like different experiences. Like maybe friendship and your beef and normal. It's just like, hey, as beef, it's just friendship has reached expiry date.
And has that ever happened?
It's never happened to me.
Oh, okay.
It's really never happened to me. I'm so fortunate like that. In a sense of which I know a lot of people, but I don't quickly jump into conclusions and say we are friends.
Oh, God.
You understand?
Okay.
We could be
That's a good boundary.
outfit.
That's a good boundary.
But it doesn't mean we'll wake up one day and be like, we are friends. You understand? So
It's true.
when you mention outgrowing friendships, I'm like, I've never experienced that, because the friendships that I've built in high school are super, super, super tight. Like family kind of tight.
Okay.
And that's why I can count my friends. Ulo, nalo, abadlulu, 6, abadlulu in understand. But maybe I'll grow up and be like, I've outgrown.
No. That's not the point of the question.
Guys,
No.
I value friendship so much.
It's so important. Like you were saying, as soon as you're cool, like, you realize it's actually, I can't do this life by myself.
True.
And and you can't depend on, no, my best friend is my boyfriend. Hey,
Angeke.
awusimele angane sister ngoba like
Angeke. Boyfriend make phoxile uzokhuluma nobani uzofunda incwadi.
you need wow.
Babes, I'm that girl.
Yeah, I'm a bookworm, so I'm a bookworm, so
No,
books
guys.
can't catch smoke.
Let the good
Producer
when
in the show. No.
No.
But
We need to do better as girls.
we do.
True.
We
Guys,
do.
I mean, I'm not discrediting reading books when you're going through a heartbreak, but you can't tell a book ukuthi yakhumbula mngani sangibheka kanje bese ngithi ngiyakhumbula mngani bekakuthanda kanjani. Do you understand?
No, Zee,
I'm
no.
that girl.
Okay.
Like, funny thing is that the last week bese Botswana umngani on my phone. Mngani, Uncle Righty. I'm not gonna mention his name. Sisimbize ngoThemba.
Yes.
uThemba mngani sekayenze kanje nakanje. You know, it was really bad when she was like, mngani ngicela umfonele ukhulume naye. I laughed. Any gig team iti Zee mara umngani akhe understand ukuthi wena uZee. Cabanga so your phone. Hello, ukhuluma noZee Nxumalo. I wrong lento yenza umngani.
But you said you value friendships.
I think you should use your power.
Yeah,
Use your
maybe
power.
she's thinking you can use your power to persuade the guy.
I did it
I told you.
immediately. Like, we are 4 minutes away from the border. I'm like, Eugene, because obviously when you cross the border, you can't call, and a text won't hit. So mele umuzwe lo muntu ukuthi la ayikho right lento yenza umngani nami. I wrong. Khona manje uthi mina ngikhulume na.
But do you guys believe in telling your friends everything?
Yes.
And
Yes, to a certain extent.
to a
I
certain
don't know.
extent, yes. Like you shouldn't. I think I've also grown up to realize that even you can't even tell your partner everything.
What do you mean, girl?
No, I think there must be. Like I don't know. Like I think there just should be things kept to yourself as a person to evaluate with yourself. I think up until you've dealt with certain things, I think then can you share? Because sometimes you don't. I think you take for granted that we have our own ideas, beliefs, perspectives. So you share everything. Do you ever give time to reflect? You know what I mean? So I think you shouldn't share everything.
And
at
we are
once
so
all the time.
influential over each other. Like,
Yeah,
I like the fact that
that's my point,
we are
yeah.
our own individual beings. But if ngapila now with 3 weeks, chances are I'm taking away bits and pieces of how you think. Now we start
Exactly,
thinking
exactly.
similar.
And now you keep nothing
understand?
to yourself.
Yeah, now you can't.
Everything
grow
is
as-
like, show me, I try to hold myself back.
Yeah.
I don't do a good job, but I
Overshare.
Really?
I think
Yes, I don't.
girls in general, I think we suffer from oversharing, guys. Like, you start going on.
Yes. No, I'm just gonna be
And then they validate you, like,
Yes.
oh, damn, let me go in. And then
We
you start
do.
going in, and you realize when you get home, and you're like, oh shit,
Maybe
I did
I'd
overshare.
Let me
overshare.
let me actually tell you about girls that overshare to Uber drivers.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Uber drivers are therapists, guys.
Because you'll
go
never
through the
see them
Uber drivers
again.
are
Oh, I love it. I love it.
Ask driver.
No, but they always give advice. Like Uber drivers,
always-
this one girl, like the
What
Uber driver was like, "Yeah, umiyagingan," and she got angry because she's like, "Umiyazela." But it made sense because Uber drivers will like
You'll
they are
never- True.
legit therapists, like,
They are.
and they'll never see you again. So it's better to vent to a stranger.
True.
Than to vent to a friend.
I think it depends. What type of advice are you looking for?
Everything, babes.
Maybe you're at the initial stage of what hurt you or what you're trying to discover. So I think talking to an Uber driver might give clarity a little bit before you talk to a
But
friend.
Uber driver imazi umuntu wakho.
Good. So he's in a good
Exactly. So then you
position
give
to
him-
give advice.
Because
He's
another
not
Because
sometimes,
No.
guys.
mina izumngala ngithatha iside lakho.
True.
As girls.
Did you stutter?
I didn't, girl. So,
Definitely
ezumngala
not.
ngithatha iside lakho. Like even when you're wrong, I say, "Hey, join like up chum."
Not
And then-
even, guys. Not even like you guys. Shout out to my friends. Ngiyabathanda mina abangani bami, angeke. Forever bona. Like, it's so crazy. Like, siyafundisana, siyakhulisana. You understand? To a point where, because I'll always make reference to my friend, guys. She's going through the most. Yeah, but like, umjolo ko right. And I used to be that friend where, right,
You know,
right
Pam,
when I'm gone.
I'd like to ask you a
Right.
question actually with that. How do you manage having friendships? Okay. How do you manage when your friend is in a relationship with someone that repeatedly has shown that doesn't take her seriously?
Oh.
And now you're in a situation and it's been years.
You
And you're telling
respect. You respect your boundary because after all, it's not your relationship.
Maybe I needed that focus.
Kanjani?
Like,
When
no,
we get
no,
about relationship,
no. No, in a sense that I feel like sometimes we love our friends so much and we can see when our friends are like settling for less and ufuna ukuyingena because you're like akakuthathi serious dog like phuma again, but like you're saying it's important to have boundaries because you are not in the relationship. Your friend is just asking for advice, so you must create that boundary to say, okay, this is what I feel, but I'm not saying guti miyeke no money. Like that decision will come from a girl. Like, yeah, it will always come from a girl.
Don't you think it's like compromising though of like
you're not
your friendship? No,
You're not.
it's not. Okay.
and Fumelan?
It does create strain, yes, guys. I think if you keep, because think about it this way: if your friend hurts, you hurt with them, and if you keep telling the same person like, "Chill me,"
Pumagoy.
and she's refusing, how do you handle a situation like? Do you? Because I mean, I'm seeing it with my two eyes. I think I also sit more on your side a little bit where I'm like, you've chosen the things you're chosen. I'll be there, but I won't be fully there. That's where I cross the line. I can't keep saying the same thing 10 times.
Now that I think where the problem starts when you start making it about you, for a lack of better words. You understand? Like once waqala wayenza relationship yakho seni-3 une relationship, obviously uzoba strained. You understand? So it just takes a bit of like decentralizing, taking yourself away from the situation.
I'm
It's
gonna
so
make it
hard to take yourself away from the situation, especially when you see how your friend is constantly hurting and you're just like, ish.
Can we make it a bit deep?
But guys,
You know, in light with what's happening in our country, a situation like that at the beginning seems like, okay, we all have.
I see.
You get where I'm
going.
taking?
Yeah.
Because it's like,
I see where you're going.
it's very hurtful. And I think maybe as friends, not to fearmonger, right? We're not trying to create an environment where now our friends are always having to second guess their safety in their lives. But I get worried when it's like, are you thinking, if worst case scenario, do you think this is somebody that you can still trust with your life? If you guys have a fight that, do you know what I mean?
Ngiyayibona nendaba ye-fight. There are situations where people can't handle their emotions.
That's what I mean.
I know girls that are like, I'm giving up on life. Lo muntu akasangithandi.
You
Now
see.
you're taking away your own
you
life.
see.
So you don't even have to go that far.
Person.
Ukuthi ukushayile nalwa in it's just when ubona ngathi impilo ayisekho ngaphandle kwalo muntu. So now I see where
You
you
see,
really
and
going.
even vice versa. It doesn't even have to be physical, yes, because to an extent, the person doesn't know how to cope with your individuality. And it just takes like one day for them to be like, you know what, I'm tired of talking. And then worst case scenario. So I think that's where I go to in my mind where I'm like, Chomi, I think it's enough now. Like, we can't keep talking about how...
The same thing.
You know what I
over and
mean?
over again.
That's where my heart is.
But I think
So,
it's also
yeah.
important to still create a space for your friend to still come back to you.
True, very important.
Like you must feel safe enough to say, if this is not happening, then if this continues to happen, then I'm still here. Like, angafeel umngani wakho sengathi because we've been talking about the same thing.
I don't have the safety.
I don't have that safety with you anymore. You're not my safety net anymore. I think it's okay to say, you know what, ngiyazkhipha kule situation, but ngisakhona if you need me. Kodwa for now, ngiyazkhipha kuze udile with it however you want to deal with it without me telling you what to do. Because guys, everywhere, like you'll never tell a person what to do, whether it's in a workspace, whether it's a relationship, you will never tell them what to do until they
feel it
for themselves. And you need to say, you know what, I'm not respected enough here, I'm not taken seriously here, let me walk away. So
Good point.
yeah,
It's such an interesting thing, like, because I never thought of it that far. You understand? And I like the fact that you mentioned it's like lo muntu pati uyambona uyaphela. You understand? And you're still choosing to be like, I'm running now. You understand? Until when?
Until
Until I touch my pills overdose. Then you're like, I could have done something.
you could have done something.
Damn,
Yeah.
You know,
This is why conversation like this.
Siyafunda
no,
ngakho.
honestly.
So speaking on friendship, something that a friend has done that shattered your trust.
Funny enough, I was thinking about something like that a few days ago. I think.
Girl, spill the beans.
Lalele.
We don't judge. On this set, everyone, we don't judge. No one judges. So speak, girl. This is a safe space.
This is a safe space. Okay. And thousands of people later. Yes, safe space. You know, like she ghosted me. For like she said, I'm writing an exam. We'll talk. Namaj. Okay, well. We are bad, but no. We eventually.
I'll talk to you. No,
I know, honestly, I probably did something very bad.
Girl,
I think I need to reflect. Yeah.
You need to reflect.
No, so yeah,
Self-introspection.
it's very important, you know. So yeah, like there was an issue, and there were smaller issues until I guess she was also going through what she was going through, and I figured there was tension, and I was like, you know what, let's talk. And she's like, I'm not in a good place right now. We'll talk after my exams. And like a year passed, I think.
Usapala after 1 year.
No, shame. She was
And so, yeah, she reached out like months ago from this year, and just say, hey, you know, like let's just squash whatever. I just want good vibes, like nothing more. I'm like, cool, no problem. I've always loved you.
Of course.
You know, I just was disappointed, but you can imagine the kind of trauma you sit with that because you're afraid people are gonna leave you. You know, because she left me technically, you know, so you're afraid like, oh, my temper's too much, like,
Am I too much?
So she like that hurt me so much. I think that was the worst thing. Like,
Really? Was she your best friend?
second to best friend, very close, like that type of person. It did hurt. It broke me. Like it felt
Did
like
you
a
try
breakup.
reaching out?
1 year.
Okay, but like constantly try reaching out?
No, I don't do that with girls.
Why?
Oh, actually, with not
girls?
okay.
What do you mean with girls?
Okay, wait.
Yeah, bon. Yeah, bon.
No, I didn't mean it that way. Guys, I didn't mean it like that, ne? Okay.
What did you mean it? How did you mean it?
I swear.
What were you meaning? Uminani.
Thank you. So, what I meant to say was with female friendships, ne, I think there is implicit communication, right? But what I mean by that is we don't have to say it for you to know what I'm saying because we feel it in our
know
womb.
each other.
You know what I mean? We know each other. So I feel like if I have to reiterate my point to you more than 2 times, I don't think we're friends anymore. And I think friendship boundaries and romantic ones are different. I think with men it's different because they need to be coached a bit. You know, they genuinely, without trying to like sound male-centered, men generally just see things differently from you. So I feel like with a friend, if I have to, I can't.
Keep saying.
I can't.
Yeah. Keep reaching
We
out.
were best friends. So what must
How
I
long?
do?
For how long?
2019, maybe 2022.
Until?
2022 is when it was bad. So
you
maybe
guys
2
were
years.
friends
Maybe
2
2 years. Yeah. But anyways, there's a long story behind that. But I'm just answering your question. Like, what hurt? That hurt. Was I innocent? 100% not. I'm sure I did something.
Of course.
Yeah,
Toxic. It was like,
Of course. Because you know what else I'm thinking?
Yeah.
Uti, for a person to choose to
Ignore you for that
ignore
long.
you for that long.
True.
and people,
Alec.
there's a saying with people know what they're doing, guys. At the end of the day, so
Yeah.
she knows what she was doing, and
True. But Zee has a good point. She's like, there must have been
It must have been something
Something
deep.
and she
Remember,
thought it uyaziyenza, like
that's where I'm coming from.
But then how
to
when you
disagree
reach
with
out to
you
someone to
ladies.
say like, okay, can we talk? And then you say no. At the end of the day, she was going through what she was going through, right? But in my opinion, it's like, I did reach out. That's the
damn,
point,
I
right?
also deserve
How many
grace.
times?
But that's my thing, like, before that text, I feel like, I don't know, like, I feel like there were subtleties in between where it's like, we need to talk. But we never figured out that, we gave each other that vibe, like, okay, we'll talk when we need to talk.
Yeah.
But I feel like at that point, because time had also passed, I was like, okay, let me stop beating about the bush. Can we sit down? So I get you. I mean, it takes 2 to tango,
Kabuhlungu. Kabuhlungu.
you know?
You said you experienced that, like it was heart-wrenching, but have you experienced like a breakup that was worse than that friendship breakup?
Oh,
They say that female breakups are more painful than romantic breakups.
Yes.
Like, why is that? Why do you feel that's the case?
Do you mean
when you
female
lose your-
platonic,
yeah,
female or platonic relationships?
platonic relationships, like when you mangakhuluma nabangani bakho, like you're saying with your
Yes.
best friend, it's like, why did that hurt so bad as compared to other
Yes.
relationships that went wrong in your life?
I think interesting question. Yes, I don't know. I think it's because with romantic you kind of already calculated risk. I think you calculated risk.
I like how you call them a risk.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, no, honestly, I think you've already budgeted
But I also
worst
think
case
you
scenario.
said something important, like no one will ever get you the way your female friends get you.
Yes, and that's why it hurts so much.
It
I
hurts
think,
so
yes.
much because it's like that part of you, like it's like a part of you goes with them, like mawubona, and you can see it, like when a friendship is gonna end, izohlukana, guys, uyaqala ubona ama-signs ukuthi,
Really?
no, sinotshomi asakhulumi like how we used to, we don't update each other like how we used to. Tone has changed, and you can pick up tone, like we girls. We can pick up tone through e-text.
Intuition as well.
Actually,
Exactly.
we-
Which is
Why
what I was saying.
in a way, you feel unsettled.
Exactly.
You understand?
So-
Whereas the other day, behlala senze kanje, unkope nendlebe. Do you get what I mean?
But why is Nakulum guy? Why is it so easy for us to talk about? Oh my gosh, I've been hurt in a relationship, but
But
when
with
it-
the yes.
with woman friendship, like it's hard. We don't talk. We don't have enough conversations about that. Like it's like. No one's going to act like a snake up.
Mina, those things I'll always I'll always associate them to our our scientific being. You understand? You know when they say with the woman gune grudge, not because it's like just sapel.
It's okay, come back.
But like ngomzimba ngokwe biology. There are things that make us a woman, and there are things that make men a man. And so, for example, with the lady, une grudge, hayi ngoba usuka azitshelile engqondweni ukuthi ngine grudge, but mhlambe kune blood type a contributor to that. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. I'm a hormone. Yeah, thank you. I like the fact that you mentioned I'm a hormones because I need to differentiate my testosterone. No. So I think it could be a lot to do with that. Uguti pride galo. The same way you would mention intuition. Uguti we feel each other.
Yeah.
Uguti something is wrong.
Yeah.
I was saying the other day that it's so important for us to give our female friends the same grace that we give in our romantic relationship.
But no, can I just chime in on that? I'm probably so strict, but
you're very strict.
I'm probably really strict and so pragmatic. But like the grace, yes, but to what extent? Like what grace are we talking?
The same grace that you give the guy.
So, but that's the thing. Like in a friendship, okay, I'll be I'll be explicit. With a guy, you're expecting worst case scenario, he will cheat. Right?
Fire.
Worst case scenario. No, fire. Like,
fire.
That's worst case scenario.
No, let's say worst normal case scenario.
Worst normal case.
Worst normal case scenario, he probably cheats. With your friendship, what's the worst case scenario with her? She could cheat with your partner. You see, that's how it can turn so quickly. So when I'm like the same grace with friendships, I'm always like, well, obviously I'm gonna give you grace if you were rude. Obviously I'm gonna give you grace if I'm obviously gonna give grace to like the normal day-to-day struggles. What type of grace do you need as my friendship? As my friendship,
as your friend.
As my,
but like you were saying, if your friend ghosted you for that long, for whatever reason.
like that.
So if she comes back and she says, no, Brad, like I was going through a lot. You can't say now, oh my gosh, you only get one shot with me, blah, hey, sister, no. So you just need to keep giving grace, because I feel like you don't do life twice. Like all of us are here for the first time.
Yeah.
So we are gonna mess up. Like in the long run, dealing with people, you are gonna mess up. Now you are gonna mess up. Your friend is gonna mess up. So I think my definition of grace is to say, I understand. First, acknowledge the damage of what you did.
Yes.
And then the next thing, how do we move on from it? That for me, that is grace. You're not shutting someone out. You're like, oh my gosh, I can't forgive, or I forgive but I can't forget, and I can't allow you in my life. No. Like if you still feel like you love this person and you still want them in your life, then it's okay to give grace and then find solutions. I'm such a solution-driven person. Like in everything that I do, it's always like, okay, this happened. What's the solution moving forward?
But now the thing is, emotions are involved, so it's not as logical. But yeah, this happened. Solution.
And like,
Yeah,
but like in all honesty, if you think about a situation like mine, right? Like I'm saying, maybe we need to break it apart a little bit. When we talk about platonic relationships and why it's harder to get over, why is it harder to get over? To what extent are you expecting the betrayal? What type of treatment were you getting? Because I think at the basic level, I think if you can ignore somebody for that long, it's proven that maybe we're not. Firstly, I don't think the consideration for the relationship was there anymore. You see, so is that grace? Do you need to extend grace for that, or do you need to be graceful in ending it also? Do you know?
And then it becomes a
like-
personal decision. Like, do you still want them in your life, or you just like, hey, I understand where you were coming from, but sengikhule too much.
Yes.
This new version of me that won't fit with the old relationship that we had. So you kind of try to move past that. Like, that's why I was saying it's okay if a friendship has expired, as long as you are not holding
Do you know what
grudges that are not necessary.
Do you know what I think it is now? I think there's a lot of female relationships that I think the issue is that you've over prioritized your romantic relationship over everything, even by respect. You see, so when Bay doesn't answer, you were like, he was probably busy. If I didn't answer, it's like, oh, you don't care.
So
You knew I was. That's what the issue is. I don't think the issue is forgiveness. I think the issue is priority. Like, you've over-esteemed this person above everyone else.
Expectations as well. Now I get what you mean.
You know?
Because if I expect you to be my friend, I expect you to be my friend. Lo munye, he risk anyways. So it's fine. Vele bengexpectile ukuthi uzokwenza nje.
Wow.
No.
I'm not saying it like that.
Ushilo.
No, but,
Okay.
but
I think we need to.
Yes.
I get you. You know, I don't know. I get you.
Yes, let me tell you in what sense, ne? Angisho phela, when you come across a risk, you build a wall. You have expectations, should this and this and this and this happen? I'm not gonna hurt as much. But if you are my friend, the expectation was here. So one small mistake, it's gonna bruise me, which explains why patience ngapha nangapha ingalinga.
Yes.
Angeke izifane.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Ningihlekile mangithi ama-risk. Amahambe.
we're trying to speak life into relationships.
Of
okay,
course,
guys?
of course. But then the thing is, and I saw a TikTok video, ne?
Yes.
When one girl mentioned ukuthi one asikhulu ngokufana. Sikhula like so different, like so different. So ukuthi wena ukhule kini bakufundisa ukuthi you must communicate.
Yeah.
You must communicate. Angeke wena mawulambile ukhale uyingane. Kanti mina ekhaya ukuthi ngithola ukudla I had to cry. My mom was quickly gonna ta. Do you understand? Ukuthi sikhula as fun. So immediately when I see something is gonna hurt my feelings, I keep. Do you understand? And that's something that I actually went through recently. Not recently, in matric.
Yes.
When I was still dating.
Are you trying to tell us you're not dating now?
Focus, girl.
Oh, but podcast, brother.
Branding.
Focus. Okay.
Siyaprenda babe, uyazi mos. He branding there. Yabo. So when I was still in high school, we used to hlekisana with this guy. Yabo, we were young. Hlekisana is thengelana amasweetie. Sihlala sonke after school. Now we had the same friend, so we shared the same friend.
Okay.
Like fana ukuthi umjita mina nawe siyajola umngane ethu C2. Yabo, so maka umngane ethu C2, I find out ukuthi nina mani2 ngikhuluma ngamanye amantombazane. You understand? Mina nawe masi2 sinokukhuluma nangabanye abafana.
Okay.
Until it happened to me, I found out ukuthi awuchomi wena mawunomzala nikhuluma ngamanye amantombazane. Why would you do that? I immediately decided ukuthi chomi mina ngeke ngibe umngane wakho mina. It won't work. You understand? Until I wake up after 3 weeks good, but lo umngane wami wa 3 years. Ngizomyeka because wenza into esona so, and to actually find out when we sat down ngamchazela ukuthi here's what you did wrong. This is how it made me feel. This is what I expected you to do. She understood. You understand? I could have let go of a friendship 3 years because of into I understand. Ukuthi wrong kangakanani.
So it's important
Because
to
sikhule
experience
ngokungafani.
it,
Mina ngijayele ukuthi into mayibhlungu ngiyazikhipha kuyo. Yena uyamangala ukuthi hawu.
friends for so
So
long.
bofuna ukungikhipha uyabona ukuthi sesirong C2 ukuthi yena wenze into zakhe ezi-different ebengazi-understand nami ngadecide ukuthi mina I'm cutting you off. You understand? I forgot ukuthi sikhula ngokungafani.
And communication solves a lot of things, guys. And sometimes we run away from communication. We run away from hard conversation. It's just like, if I start this, then it won't end well.
What you're saying is so interesting because I had a conversation with my sister, and it's not only communication because there are tiers to this thing, right? Or there's depth. We have different communication styles, you know. And my sister said to me, like, sometimes, Handy, like, you don't want to address something immediately, and I want to do that. And you see, and I want to, which is ironic because with my friends, I will want it, and then it goes to the thing of I didn't expect you as my sister to hurt me the way you did. Yes. So now I don't want to talk to you right now. Yeah, now she wants to talk to me right now. And so at that point, you end up seeing the relationship differently to say, okay, maybe you think the relationships with outsiders are better than the relationship you have with Gandhi. We have different relationship styles, and as per the person I'm relationshiping with. Because you change. I'm not the same friend with you as I am with you. You know, so it takes a very patient and deliberate process to agree that we want to make this work. Yeah.
The same way you would pick a partner, because I mean, I'm assuming abantu bena beko perfect. You just decide. Chivaviru angake. Never. No one is perfect. You understand? The same way you make a decision. Oh, perfect. So what?
Mina self,
perfect.
Perfect. You love me with all my flaws. Excuse me, what flaws? Let's start there.
Wrong.
So Nina man kulum ukuthi mina was wrong here. Okay, it's fine. I forgive you. Mina was not wrong anyway.
No. When went to see nice corner. Mina ngenza ngalutho. Sorry, I'm perfect.
Again, did you stutter?
Guys, she definitely did stutter. Guys,
no, just
wrong.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, but like the same way you pick a partner, I'm choosing you when I baby. No munjena kanje. I'm still gonna choose you, because after all, I get perfect.
And like you're saying, it is so important, guys. Like, it is so important. And that's why communication and comprehension also, like, they work hand in hand, because you need to know, okay, but a person must be willing to be teachable. Because someone don't wrong with their actions, friendship-wise or relationship-wise, like, you won't do anything with that person. So you must be willing to sit down and say, okay, when something makes me angry, I withdraw. Like, I'm kulum naweng, so 3 days silent treatment. And then Usne comes and she's like, if there's something wrong, so we sit down, we address it, So if Nikwas will establish that, then you find ways to move forward to say it's okay. Next time don't do the silent treatment on me. So end. So yeah, it's conversations, it's hard conversations that keep relationships going, even with your friends. I remember this one time, I was so busy, like with work. I was drowning in work, and I didn't have time for anything. And I just needed time to myself. And I didn't separate my work phone and my personal phone. Hence, it would come with, there's a lot of WhatsApp messages and WhatsApp groups. So I avoid WhatsApp. And I missed a message from one of my good friends where she was asking me to accompany her to some funeral. I totally missed it. And then I could pick up the tone after that. No, something is wrong. And then I go through messages and I'm like, damn. Imagine. She actually asked me to do this. But I didn't want to address it then. I was waiting for her to come tell me. And then, like, she could sense the tone as well. And she came, like, straight up. Like, hey, I was not happy with 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And yeah, that's how I'm feeling. That's why there's been tension. And now I didn't take it personal to say to you, you know, the world doesn't revolve around you. What? No, it's just like, no, actually, dog, I'm so sorry. Like, I could have done better. Like, I totally missed it. I know I'm bad with WhatsApp, but it doesn't mean just because you are so understanding of it that I should use it as an excuse to say,
to be complacent.
And then I was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to do better. So now it's just like, my best friend must be pinned because I don't want to go through.
The trauma.
Because I felt like, I'm losing my friend. So that is, conversations are so important.
And that's effort.
Yeah, ungavele
Yabo,
ukhathe
lokuphila
off
umuntu,
abantu
it's effort.
singazi ukuthi senzeni, uziya akasasikhulumisi. Hawu, Nkosi yami. What
Because uzokhatha offer the
whole world, true.
uzokhatha offer nabazali bakho because they're also still learning. No, for real, they're also still learning to be your parents. Solo when uyakhatha.
By the way, speaking
cut.
about parents, how has there been has there been a fair transition phase between your teenagehood and now as an adulthood? Are they and especially career-wise, are they? How do they see you? You know, I find Kris Jenner's way of being a parent and a manager so interesting because I look in our context and I'm like,
It would have never happened.
So, how have your parents treated you?
I think my father, because he was the most strict parent that Baba.
strict parents, gang.
Now,
Yeah.
ha.
My dad is a cop, guys. So.
Really? My mother works with cops.
No, my dad is a cop, so you can just imagine the childhood I have, traumatic.
It's like
and
being
a
a pastor
psychologist
kid.
around.
Like being a
PK.
Yeah, no, like, so.
But I think my father is growing with me. Yeah, but
That's
like you can sense
beautiful.
from the conversations that we have. Usually, when I was still 16, I would come up with a problem, angiphi solution. Now I come up with a problem, angiphi solution. Ngimtshela ukuthi baba mina ngivumelani nale solution because of this and this and this. But that's ngiyakuzwa ukuthi uthini. Can you see ukuthi it's a transition? It's no longer Zee, you're not Zandi, what am I saying? Zee, you're not allowed to travel ngo-6. Sandy, you're not allowed to go to studio. Do you understand? Sandy, food
No longer statements of like demands
like
and stuff,
it's a dictating relationship. You grow with your parents as
You do.
well. You understand? And I've noticed good, even our parents are still teaching themselves, which is the craziest thing. Because nabo mamncane ngokubabona bayenza ezinye izinto ezi-out ngithi but wena mamncane na-30 wenza njani into enje. You understand? And then you learn along the way ukuthi lo muntu usazifundisa naye ukuba
And
umzali.
I was saying the other day that we also need to give our parents grace, guys, because
For real.
They're here for the first
they're
time.
here for the first time.
For
There's
real.
no book in the world that tells them how to be
a
Like,
parent.
forgive them for things that they might have done because they are also still learning. And I think that's the beauty of my parents. I know when I was in varsity, like they didn't want to hear anything about sport. You are not doing sport because where you gonna work? And
Security.
it's job security
Yes.
was important. And like I said, ubaba ipoyisa uma uthisha bayazi ekhaya nje.
So ufuna ukuba i-coach wena? Ngikufundise kangaka.
You want to be a sport presenter. Like it took the longest time. It took them seeing the fruits of
Yes,
my
I was
passion
gonna say.
for them to actually be with, damn,
Maybe. It's like, I don't know who I was talking to yesterday. It's like parents will say, no, you can't do this, you can't do this. No, go study, apply.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you're not listening. I said I don't
And
want to
you
do that.
can't,
Then they see the fruits and it's like,
wow.
wow.
Yeah,
guys. It's like,
can I actually tell you something a bit fun? As well, what is that? Ngicela uthenge quantum. Izokulingana wena ne-team yakho. That's when I noticed when I understand I mean, no offense to quantum.
No,
but
and then uboni right because ubaba
yes, security ukuthi sandi yabona quantum uzoyi-afford mntanami.
ufika le-class babethethenga i-quantum. Yes.
Ngayilethi
Yes.
V300 wathi wena uze nenye uzokhona kanjani mara kanjani naye ngama-weekend sekathi zani angiboleke ngise ecarwash. You understand ukuthi
Yes,
siyakhulisana.
yeah,
And my mom the other day was like, yazi zani ukuba uthenge i-Ford ayi-30 ngoba wena umncane. The very same day wathi thenge i-quantum wathi uzandi ngeke adrive. No offense.
Yes.
I'm
But,
just saying
yeah,
ukuthi
but
uyakhula
abazali
uya-understand ukuthi ngumuntu okanje,
Onjani.
personality yami kanje, ezinye izinto ngeke zingisebenzele mina.
And that's what is important, what you're saying, Ziguti. Now you are able to tell them, like, isn't it like now I'm able to tell my parents, whereas like a 16-year-old today, where do I start telling my parents? Because I just go with whatever they say. But as you grow up and as you allow them to grow and pour into you as well, you are able to tell them, it's okay, Baba, actually, I need time, Leo, and it will not happen like that.
One non-negotiable rule in your life where you're like saucy
In my life.
in your circle.
Friendship circle.
Yeah.
I think with me,
When I
guys,
was
you
thinking
have
about
to, you have to have a relationship with God. Like, for me, I can't compromise on that. Like, if I run to you, if I'm facing a problem and I come to you, and there's no God involved, it won't work. Like I feel for me, and as we grow older, I think it's so important for us to really have that relationship with God, because a relationship with God humbles you. It reminds you who you are, and it reminds you about the Bible. Like everything that's in the Bible has all the answers. So I feel, I'm not saying Guti be like me, Guti every Sunday you are at church. Just have a relationship with God, because real friends, they will direct you to the real source, and that is God. So unganozoti, you know what, nenking at home, let's go get whiskey or whatever. It's just like ish. Firstly, so for me that's like a non-negotiable, a relationship with God. Like you must have a relationship with God or we won't work out. Like that's all that we want.
Are you that strict?
I'm that strict when it comes to my relationship with God.
So would you accommodate people that are not believing in Christianity?
Sometimes I feel like there are certain people that they will only know God through me. Like there are certain people that won't read the Bible, they won't go to church, and they will only know God through me. So the way in which I present myself, the way in which I present God, God is not a forceful God. Yes. So I'll never force I'll tell you about God. And that's what I try to do. Like I always say, I shy away from giving advice. Even in sport, like when I have to do a talk, like motivate school kids, I'm just like, where am I going to start? Because I'm just going to tell them about God. Like that is all I know. In everything, just put your trust in God. Because you can literally do everything. Like, can you imagine how many people are talented as you are, but God chose you? He was like, nah, actually, I'm choosing you. You are going to be my vessel. So I think it's so important for us to direct people to God. And so for me, it has become a non-negotiable, especially as I grow up, to say, you have to have a relationship with God. I won't force it on you, but this is what I do. Hence, my friends will know, Guti, you can't invite me anywhere on a Sunday because I'm not coming. That's my time with God. And I will invite them to church, but I won't force it on them again. I will tell them about the word, but instead of finding other solutions, read this Ephesians 4.
Psalm 23.
No, I won't do that, but I will just always point you to a higher power, because I feel like we should live our lives knowing there's a higher power. And for me, it's like there's a God in heaven and he reveals mysteries, and that's a person we should turn our eyes to. So for me, it's a non-negotiable. Like you come and it's uNkulunkulu time in nami friendship here. Peace out. It's okay, dog.
Hallelujah.
Amen. So worship in the house, please.
Yes.
Yeah.
Similar to yours, I think my non-negotiable is I don't know how to phrase this, but like kindness.
Sure.
You know, like kindness is so important. I think no matter how difficult a situation is, I think there must always be like intentionality, kindness, and consideration.
And you're super warm, by the way. At a new event.
And she did tell me.
You're very, very kind. So it's not like you're saying kindness can't do way.
Yeah, and I like that because we also don't want people that are like, uzoba kind, just because uzive like TV, no, so uzoba kind yet. And then to the security guard, obungena, you are mean, it's like I feel kindness must be
same frequency.
Like it must be maintained throughout every person, no matter what they do. Like you must respect people before you know ukuthi benzani. Like umuntu osemgaqweni no umuntu ku TV,
100%.
umuntu production, they must all get the same respect and the same kindness. So
do you know, like, just adding on now, I'm gonna get into you know, I think it's Ephesians or Colossians, like, but it speaks about favoritism, like avoid. Like favoritism is forbidden. It's not because it's wrong to favor people. It's that you dehumanize someone in the process of valuing them in light to whatever standard
or what they've accomplished.
You understand? So it can be anything, because like relative to geographics, like if KZN, Durban, Asia, whatever, like now, okay, I did cities and in context. But the point is like, relative to people's circumstances where they are geographically, we'll have different things that are important to us. So you'll always oscillate. In other words, the goalpost will always move. Like relative to situations, like you'll never know how to be with people, because to people they must measure up to a certain thing. And so exactly. And so I think by dehumanizing them, ultimately you dehumanize yourself. You know, you can't even be, like exactly, you understand. So I think that's in essence what like the gospel teaches, that it's not about the use of God, it's about God in spirit, how he's manifested, and so I think even like the topic is really stretched, but that's a religion is so it's so it's so deep, and so because we have different understandings of it. But I think in essence, when you come back to self, what is this supposed to teach me? How to live with people. And so I think regardless, I can make friends quite easily, but I think it just becomes an issue of like, how do you live with people? Yeah, so it's a non-negotiable. Like, can you live with people? Yeah. What's yours?
Mina ngiko strict, guys.
Hayi
You're for sure ngizoba nenkinga, but angangibe nenkinga because
vibes. No, guys, tell you, I didn't see cancer. What do you mean?
As long right, it's going to good. Guys. But so here's the thing, because I've spent so much time being with Zee Nxumalo, I've never really made time to make new friends. So I don't even know. Do I even have boundaries? What do I like? What kind of friends do I like?
And it's okay, Zee, you're in the process of learning. Like, a lot of times we think, we have to have everything figured out. Like, the other time I asked my sister, she said she feels like I found my purpose. Like, I know sports is my purpose. And she's like, I'm actually still having conversations with God, because my sister's like a financial analyst at ABSA. And she was like, I feel like I'm still finding my purpose. And I'm like, and that's okay. Like, it doesn't matter what you gonna 40, you gonna 30. Purpose is not something, or like we are constantly evolving as humans. So what may be my boundaries where I'm now, my non-negotiables now, maybe will change over time as I learn to understand people. So it's okay to still be figuring things out. And Uta and I were talking, the producer was asking us, your breakthrough moment, that question about our breakthrough moment, what did it feel like before your breakthrough moment? And we're actually like, what if that breakthrough moment, according to our standards, but because you're constantly evolving as a human being. But she was saying, maybe that's also a way for you to look back, like there's something to ground you, to say, I've made it this far, but I've had this breakthrough with regards to this, but there's still so much that I want to achieve. So it's okay to constantly be evolving. It's okay to constantly change your mind, because it's not black and white. Like as you live life.
I actually like what you just mentioned now, because back in primary, if I for real, so we've built a friendship. So I never used to fit well. By sensitive, I don't even mean like umuntu na feelings kakhulu. But back then, like it was a thing of when angekulungi sizokulimaza. You understand? Or sizohlezi sithi you understand? But now I've grown, dog. I know a lot of people that are different to this, and I'm able to adjust myself to this person. I'm able to adjust myself to the next. So we are really, really evolving. And maybe in the next 10 years, I'll be like, I don't like a friend that does this. And that's my rule. Yes. But so I'm shemang now my rule. As long as you right.
You see.
As long as you're ungekho fake. Yes. As long as ungekho fake, angizwani nomuntu ozovumelana nayo yonke into engishoyo. I mean, sometimes it's hard for you to disagree with me as a person, but like ngeke uvume yonke into.
And because why is it hard for someone to disagree with you?
Because when I say things, sometimes abangani bami bayasho ukuthi sometimes mawusho into, you don't leave room for we don't think like this. Like uzange confident, and sometimes they're confident, sometimes might be a bit of arrogance. I don't even know how to put it. I believe in this because of this and this. I justify that and that and that. You understand? And then you find people that have soft personalities. You do.